Let's focus on the wider Nigerian economy. In the second quarter of the year, Nigeria shed over 1.3 million jobs. Now, as a result of that, the overall unemployment figure went all the way up to 8.2%. Keep in mind, this is the third consecutive quarter in which unemployment figures in Nigeria have actually gone up, and women and people below the age of 25 are the hardest hit. Earlier on, I spoke to Adesola Oludamilare, an economic analyst with a financial derivatives company. Our conversation started by me asking her how accurate this latest unemployment data really is.
Usually, if you want to look at the whole labor market in Nigeria, it's good to look at the both, unless if you look at the unemployment, you get a not so clear picture, and it's far from reality really. So you need to look at the underemployment as well as the unemployment. So when you look at the both together, I think it actually is a good reflection, somewhat accurate, of what the true situation in the labor market is.
Looking at the data though from 2010 to date, it seems that unemployment essentially peaked somewhere around 2012, but based on the factors you've mentioned, a reduction in credit, liquidity is tight, companies are laying people off, are we going to essentially get back to the levels of unemployment that we saw 3 years ago?
Well, it's a new problem. I mean, the problem of oil in Nigeria has come from a situation where oil was our revenue. It made up a lot of the government revenue. Over 70% of Forex earnings was from oil. So now we're facing a new problem, and so it's up to the new administration to see a way to tackle this, because it has to be tackled from that front. Because if you just say, okay, you want to do unemployment and you want to start, maybe the quality of education and all these other things which actually do help the labor market, it is not the actual problem, and it will not make the immediate effect that we need to see.
What are these factors specific to Nigeria that make the unemployment rate among women much higher compared to men of the same age and the same economic circumstance?
The issue actually starts from the education system. If you look at the statistics in the education, the proportion of men to women is higher. There are more men in the classes, there are more boys than girls, and so it starts from there. So the girls are not given a chance for education, so it starts from there. And then when they get older and they're less skilled as it is, so they're less able to get the jobs, and so the men get the jobs. So that's what it really is. It really is down to the skill, and the women are less skilled. And so the men have the education, not just formal education now. They have the vocational training, they have, in agriculture, in IT, and whatever, but the women are restricted in the chances. And this is not, it's not everywhere, definitely not. It's just in some parts, and that has to do with, different traditional beliefs, so to speak, as what the role of the woman is supposed to be. And so that is the main issue. So it's not that they're being discriminated. It might be, actually, there might be some discrimination, in the recruitment stages, but I feel like there's even less. So if I have a job opening now, I might, out of 10 people, 2 of them might actually just be women, and the remaining 8. So it's not that I'm having 5-5 and then I'm only employing the men. It's that the women are actually not skilled, and they're actually not even coming forth to apply for these jobs.